We are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, another epic VeVe live stream. Today, we actually have two drops. The first one at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It is the USPS Stamp Art drop again, Title IX. I think that's a good one. I think that's the one that a lot of people are excited for. Then at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we do have another drop today from Gary Baseman. This is the Toby. I think that's going to be a fun one as well. I'm going to dive into the details of this first drop today, the stamp art. Shout out to everybody joining the live today. It's coming up in about an hour. I think this Title IX is a pretty important stamp. I think it's going to go down in history as one of the more iconic stamps. I'm more bullish on the first ever stamp that dropped just because I think there's going to be thousands of stamps one day. But I think this one does have an important meaning. So that's always good. Anytime you have anything for a historic reason or anything like that, celebrating history, I think that's great, especially for Women's International Month. We have the common stamp today, 7,777 editions. It is a blind box, so each one's going to be $6. Then we have the uncommon, 6,777 editions, so just 1,000 less of those. Then we have the rare today, 5,777. The ultra rare, 4,777. And each one's kind of a different theme. The first common is a swimmer. The first common is the gymnast. Then the uncommon is a swimmer. That rare is a runner. The ultra rare is a soccer player. The 4,777 editions. And then the secret rare, we have a block of all four of those together, which is only 1,957 editions. If you guys get that last edition today, I think it's going to be pretty important. It's probably going to be one of the most valuable ones, next to mint number 41, of course. I like the stamps. I'm going to go over the way they look as well. I'm going to try to bring it up on the screen. Go over my drop strategy today with you guys. Hopefully, we do have a lot of dubs on the chat today. I think this one, we probably will be able to hit on the stamps and probably the Gary Baseman one pretty decently. I don't think it's going to be crazy high demand today. Here for the USPS stamps, just amazing that we have USPS as a brand on board, which is pretty amazing. The federal government partnered with Ecomi to get into digital collecting, the whole NFT space. That's huge. Most people don't realize the importance of that, I don't think, just yet. This is the common gymnast over here. We have the uncommon swimmer. Scroll down a little bit. Then we got the rare runner. The ultra rare soccer player. And then, of course, the secret rare that has them all four together. I'm hoping for a secret rare today. That's what I'm hoping for. I probably will keep this one. It depends. All depends what it comes out in the marketplace. If the marketplace opens up and there's only a couple available and the prices come out pretty high, I may think about letting it go, try to buy it back later. But I do think that over time it could definitely go up in value. I'm a lot more bullish just on the first stamps ever that drop because I am a believer that we will probably see hundreds of stamps one day, thousands of stamps. So that's why it always goes back in my head to the very first stamps that drop. For disclosure, I do own the first full set. Don't have too many of them. Just have a handful of extras, handful of duplicates. I'm going to be going over some of the market prices. Again, it looks like the market's creeping back up just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. But I do think that the market is beginning just to pick up just a little bit of steam. A couple prices are moving a little bit in the right direction. So that's always great to see. While we all have tax issues, the Fed partnership. See, I think this is a great thing, though, in the future. I mean, it shows that the U.S. federal government is getting into this space, into the whole NFT space, digital collecting, which is huge. I mean, so many people have talked about that VeVe's done, but I don't see too many platforms out there partnering with the U.S. federal government, right? That shows me the longevity of this project, of the team that's involved. We got Punch early morning in the chat. How we doing, brother? The biggest bro. Morning, brother. We got the Todd McFarlane Batman chilling, sitting at 6.3K. We only have 97 left of these, so less than 100 left. It could be some delistings, but also I think some people are buying it up. Let's see. This actually could be a great time for me to list one of my 1,000 mints. I don't usually like to do it on stream just because I know the floors could get bought up any moment. But in a time like this where the floor is only at 6.3K and then the next 1,000 mint is all the way at 8K, It's a good way for me potentially to pocket, you know, $1,000 or $2. I will actually list my Todd. No, I don't. I'm not going to do it. Just because I'm on stream, I'm going to forget about it. I don't like doing that. I have to be really paying attention to it. What I like to do sometimes, it's always risky. I talk about this all the time. You know, anytime you try to play games with your big time collectibles, you're definitely taking a risk. You're playing with fire, just because the floors could get swept up any moment on those. But it's a good chance, good possibility for me to make a little bit of money there. Got the FA Penguin back up above 500. Good to see that. 590 is the price. FA Joker 690, a little lower than I thought. FA Harley Quinn 397. My Nightwing 1.3K dropped down. I have mine listed for 1.4K still. Yeah, Becky Batman 1.3K. We got Joe M down to 750 is the price. Again, big fan of Joe M. I only have one of these, but big fan of Joe M Batman just because it is a first edition Batman, part of the season 1, part of the first set ever on VeVe. As we all know, there will be no more collectibles that have a first edition tag on it, so I think that's going to be big time in the future. Secret Rare Black Panther 1.3K. Let's go to the battle statue. You guys know I got the battle statue on the drop. Let's go. I got a good mint too, a 458 battle statue. The floor price is only $360. There's been plenty of times where I've tried to list my low mint for a good price and then buy back the floor. But I don't think I'm going to do that just yet with this one because I see a 213 mint going for 550. So it's only a couple, like 100 or 2 above the floor. A little bit too low for those low mints, so I don't want to do that just yet. Got the Coca-Cola Secret Rare up to 859. The common 87. The rare is 92. And the common's 55. The snow globes. I did just pick up recently a Secret Rare Electra. And the reason why I did that is because it's such a low price right now for the Secret Rare. Now, obviously, it's not the most popular superhero, you know, collectible. I understand it. But the reason I did this is just because it's not the most popular, you know, superhero, etc. It's not my favorite. I'm not that attached to it. So when I do think that the Secret Rare will be more than $200 in the future. I think there's just a lot of complaints people have said in the community, etc. So it got a bad rap. Only $220 right now for a Secret Rare Ultimate Animated Collectible. I picked one up in hopes to probably let it go in the future for once it gets up there near 1,000, I think. But finished that set. It's one of the sets I did just grab recently that I don't absolutely love, but I think it was just too low, so I did pick it up. Let's go over these Disney Golden Moments. I'll go over the ones that just dropped recently. I won't go over every single Golden Moment. We got Chip and Dale. Shout out to anyone who was able to pick one of these Chip and Dales up for cheap. Only 237 left in the market, up to $630. I'll tell you guys what I picked mine up for. When it first dropped, I got mine for $400. Felt like $400 for a ultra rare Disney Golden Moment. The only other ultra rare is Walt. Now, I'm not comparing this one to Walt, of course, because that's Walt and Mickey. But, I mean, it is an ultra rare. I picked it up for $400. I felt like it couldn't dip that much further. And now we see it above $600, so that's a pretty good one right there. Got the Cogsworth and Lumiere. This is Beauty and the Beast. $217 is the price right now. I thought about maybe picking up a couple extra of these as well. I mean, these were really low at one point. When they first dropped, I wasn't even expecting to pick this one up right away, but just came out so low. I was like, I have to get this. It's going to go up in value, in my opinion. I got mine in the 100s. Picked mine up for $175. 1,771 mint, which is a pretty good mint. It's up to $217. Let's see here. Get the Flounder and Sebastian. Now, I didn't know what this one was from originally, but it's from The Little Mermaid, which is another huge, popular, iconic movie. This is the one that I got on the drop. I had a crazy mint number on this one, too. The floor is 245 right now. I got a 183 mint number. So, again, Because I got this on the drop, a low mint, I'll go into what the low mints are selling for. And it's not that much, I don't think. That's why I haven't let it go. A 163 mint selling for $449. Once that one sells and a couple of 500 sell, I may list mine for like 800. Hopefully it gets bought, and then I'd probably buy back the floor there. But I like being the original owner of any Disney Golden Moments. I know how hard it is to get these on the drop, so I like to keep them when I can. And then finally, the last two, Timon and Pumbaa. This one hasn't moved too much. This is the FA Lion King. This is definitely one that is a stackable range, in my opinion. Not financial advice, of course. Not a financial advisor. 289 is the floor. I don't think it's going to stay the floor when we get more and more Lion King collectibles. 289 is the floor. I paid 234 for mine, so up a little bit. And then the one that everybody wants to hear, I think, is Winnie the Pooh. I think this is huge. I mean, I think people understand how big Winnie the Pooh is. This set is one that a lot of people didn't love right away, but or the whole set, I should say. Everybody loved Winnie the Pooh right away. But this whole set of the Golden Moments, I think, was on the back burner. I don't think a lot of people loved it right away. But it's one of those where I think will grow in time. I think more people are going to get into this set more and more once they realize iconic collectibles from iconic movies. We have Lion King, we have Winnie the Pooh, we have Little Mermaid, we have Beauty and the Beast. So many iconic movies to where I think these will grow. Winnie the Pooh's floor, 475, just under 500. Shout out to all the Winnie the Pooh stackers out there and just holders. I wanted to stack this one. I wanted to get a 3-digit, but my game plan didn't work out. So I just got one of these for $290. Shout out to anyone who was able to get it under 300. I think that's an absolute steal. Take a look at the chat. Definitely flipping. If I get one, unless I land a secret rare, then at that point, might as well finish a set. Yeah. I feel that Season 3 OG. I like the name too, by the way. That's going to be iconic. It may not seem that crazy right now just because we're in Season 3 too right now, but you know we're going to be on Season 4 soon. Seasons fly by too. Season 5, next thing you know, and then people are going to be looking at you like, wow, you found this in Season 3? People are going to be wishing they did. And that's a good strategy. I mean, if you get the secret rare on the drop, that's when I'll usually try to finish a set as well. Superman, is the thing pumping? Let's go check it out. I'm going to check out. We got 15 minutes until the market closes, so I'm going to go over some more collectibles as well. Let's take a look. I like going over Steamboat Willie and Superman same time just because they're about the same price right now, that Steamboat Ultra Rare and the Superman. Plenty of times where I thought about selling my Superman for that Ultra Rare Steamboat. It didn't sell at the time, so eventually I just delisted it once a couple people undercut me. I could do it right now, but I think I'm just holding on to my Superman. Shout out to Ray Fixie. I think he's been trying to say on Twitter that he's going to send the 20K. That's not the reason why I'm holding on to it. I just believe in Superman before he even said all that, but shout out to Ray. I think Ray's a big fan of Superman too. We got Superman 2.9K. There's only 112 left of these in the whole entire market. Steamboat Willie, only 171 of these. 2.8K is the floor of the Ultra Rare. I mean, I think both of these collectibles are going to do amazing. We got the uncommon, 399 is the floor. We got the common, 318. And that's Mickey Mouse NFT collection, Series 1. That's going to be huge. So is Superman. Superman first appearance, that's big time. Let's take a look at the Spider-Man. I'm going to go over the Ben Rileys. I don't have these, just let you guys know. 5.1K is the floor of the ultra rare Ben Riley. The uncommon Ben Riley Spider-Man is 269 is the floor. Let's go over the big one now, the big Spider-Man. Let's go. Spider-Man Secret Rare, 31.5K. Shout out to all the Spider-Man Secret Rare holders out there. I still can't believe it. I know a lot of people are upset, maybe getting worried. It's that 30K range, I mean, you can't really complain because this was a $400 retail collectible. Do I believe it could go higher than 30K? Yeah, absolutely. We've already seen it higher than 30K. Do I believe there could be a dip? I mean, you never know when there could be a dip, right? All it takes is VeVe to announce something crazy, a big announcement, and the whole market may dip a little bit. But I think long term, that's a pretty safe one. If you just Google the first Marvel NFT, that's going to pop up. I think anytime you can collect part of history, it's usually a safe bet, no matter what the micro is up and down. I don't even look at the micro up and down. With collectibles, I only have one of, just because I plan on holding it long term anyway. I truly believe that this space that we're in right now is the same thing as when physical CDs transitioned into digital streaming. There's a lot of people that call digital music streaming a fad. When the whole Napster, LimeWire era happened, people didn't think digital music was going to be a real thing. People wanted to physically touch that tangible CD. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that with physical collectibles right now. They want to touch that physical collectible, which is perfectly fine. Digital won't be for everybody. There's so many people out there that don't like digital music streaming still. They'd rather listen to old school with that CD player or, whatever the case may be. But I do believe as a whole, the majority of people, especially the youth growing up these days, they're going to get into digital collecting. That's just going to be an obvious transition, in my opinion, in the next few years. All right, so now let me click on this ultra rare Spider-Man. Odd. There it goes. Ultra rare Spider-Man, 4.3K. The rare Spider-Man's at $657. That sounds like a huge opportunity right there. The secret rare is at 30K. The ultra rare is at 4K. And the rare is at 600. Sounds like it could be an opportunity. Maybe not. Just saying. Got the uncommon at 317, and we got the common at 410. I do like the rare pose a lot as well. Take a look at the first stamps, the USPS first edition stamps. $435 for the ultra rare. The rare is at 95, the uncommon's at 67, and the common is at 80. For some reason, the common has always been more than the uncommon of these stamps. Now, we've seen that a lot with, some collectibles because of the certain pose that collectible brings, whatever the case may be. Maybe with the comics, it's that original cover people like. But with these stamps, I never understood why the common stamp, the Day of the Dead Child, is more than Day of the Dead Child with the hair bow, which is the uncommon. The common's more than, I guess people like the picture without the bow, maybe. Or maybe just the whales just attack that common. I'm not too sure on that one. Why that is. Got a recent drop too, the Pixar. I think David Yu put in his last AMA this Pixar drop. One of these collectibles could get animated, I think he said. I'm not sure if he specifically said this Pixar drop, but I think he said one of the more recent drops. As soon as this one did drop, I only have the Woody right now. I thought definitely the Lightning McQueen had a chance to be animated just because it looks like the way this collectible is set up. I feel like I could definitely see the eyes moving, maybe blinking, or maybe, the mouth moves and talks. It says like a quote or something like that. I could see that happening. Edna doesn't look like it could be animated. I mean, maybe they surprise me though. I still have the Mike Waz as well. I think that's the one I got on the drop. Just a little bit too cheap. Monsters, Inc. to me is one of the most popular Pixar movies. And so I think having the Monsters, Inc. first ever NFT will be huge. Again, they kind of did what they did with those golden moments for this drop. They blessed us. Most people aren't seeing it as a blessing, but I think they blessed us by having the first NFT of each iconic movie, Pixar movie, all in one drop. I think a lot of us kind of wanted, all these collectibles from each movie maybe dropped at the same time, but they did it this way, and I think it was actually a good thing. Because you have Edna from The Incredibles. I mean, Incredibles is a huge movie. Then you have Lightning McQueen from Cars, huge movie. Then you have the Up House, obviously from Up. Up is huge. You have Woody, obviously from Toy Story. That's iconic right there. I think Woody's still being slept on, to be honest. And then Mike Wallace from Monsters, Inc. So I had a chat with VeVe. Only JD will hit. How much did you have to pay for these rights? That's hilarious. Captain America. Let's go over Captain America. I'm gonna go over the mighty Captain Americas too. Steve Rogers, 58. Sam Wilson, 33. John Walker, 26. Bucky Barnes, 52. These definitely died down big time from the January pump. The Red Skull, 430. The Ultimate Animated Secret Rare. This is the one that I got on the drop. Ended up selling it, bought it back. It's down a little bit. 2.4K is the floor. We got the rare, 110. The ultra rare is 509. That rare is 110, I said. The uncommon is 66. The common's 81. There's only 91 commons left. Whew. Let's go. Good luck today. Toby to 5. Looks like somebody thinks Toby's going to 5. I mean, shout out to Gary Baseman. This is the artist that's dropping today. I mean, one thing I'm going to say about this is, if you guys aren't a fan of it, you don't have to go for it. Instead of tarnishing it, instead of saying how bad it is in your opinion, some people are going to be fans of it. He has a big fan base. Let me look up Gary Baseman on Instagram. When I did my research, I found out that he does have a big fan base. I didn't hear about him. Maybe you didn't hear about him. So maybe that's why some people think it's not that important of a drop, etc. But he's got 200,000 followers on Instagram. And this is going to be his first drop, I'm sure, of many. But that's kind of how I feel. Like, if you're not a fan of this one, you don't have to go for it, I will be most likely going for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up confirming my purchase just because I think the secret rare will do well, the ultra rare, but I'm not sure how the other rarities are going to go right away in the short term. I think the good thing about VeVe with their independent artists is that they're introducing us to so many different artists out there, whether that's Frank Kozik, Ron English, Jermaine Rogers. Sometimes you may have heard of these artists, sometimes you may not have. And most of the time, these artists already have a big following outside of VeVe, whether that's OpenSea or on Instagram or different platforms. Me personally, I've always been a fan of, that big IP, whether that's Batman, Superman, Disney, Spider-Man, Superman, I think I said. So that's kind of just my opinion, my personal preference. But there's so many people out there that would rather be into their artistic work, the artist collectibles. And so just because, maybe I'm not the biggest fan of that, or maybe you're not the biggest fan of that, there's a lot of people that are big fans of that and would rather have that than the bigger IP stuff. So I think it'll also be good for interoperability, these artist collectibles. If you can get something that's a low edition, a low mint number, I think they'll be good. Let's go. Punch says he actually loves the new Golden Moments drop. And I think I just mentioned this a little bit ago too, Punch. I think that's the way I'm feeling. I think it's grown on me big time. I think it's going to grow on a lot of different people. At first, it was kind of pretty low coming out in the price of all these collectibles. Winnie the Pooh was the highest, which we kind of thought. Winnie has a big fan base. But because of that reason, that's the reason why I didn't stack up on Winnie the Pooh, just because it came out a little bit more expensive than I wanted. And the rest of the collectibles came out way cheaper than I expected. And so I wanted to take advantage and make sure I grabbed the whole Golden Moment set. Because I am collecting those Golden Moments, trying to be a master collector of all of them. Was fortunate, positioned myself to be able to collect them. And so that's the reason why I went around and collected all those. They came out way too cheap. Wanted to grab them. Only have one Winnie. Wish I was able to stack the Winnie the Pooh, but I feel grateful I was able to complete that set in time, though. Because now we see the prices run up on them. Winnie the Pooh was my first Golden Moment on the secondary for about 300. That's a good buy right there, in my opinion. I think anything at 300 or below, even 500 or below, in my opinion, is a good price for that one. Because Winnie the Pooh is has one of the biggest fandoms. for decades too. I think it's going to be close to 1,000 eventually. Got my Winnie for 264. Such a steal. That is a steal. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Marcus Cole. You know, it's one where I really wanted to grab a bunch of Winnies. Yeah, at least a few, at least like 3, maybe 4. Trying to get to that 5, but the other golden moments came out like a 150, 175. I was like, oh my gosh, this is my chance to grab another golden moment set. So I was able to do that. Your favorite Funko Pop? Oh man, this is a tough one. All right, so on the side here, I got Tupac down here, Babe Ruth, Mike Trout, Notorious B.I.G. I got another B.I.G. right here. I don't want to take them all out. I'll probably drop a few. We got the Tiger Woods back in this collection. Oh man, I love my all gold Biggie too. I have a Tokyo, I think it's Tokyo exclusive. Like a Toy Tokyo exclusive all gold Biggie. That's one of my favorites. I would say between the all gold Biggie, the Tiger Woods, and the Allen Iverson. Those are my favorite collectibles, or favorite Funko Pops, I would say. Until the Batman Funko Pop comes, that's gonna be amazing. It'll match my Batman comic right there. Man, I kind of want to show you the Tiger Woods and the. I don't want to drop Cryptos and Comics comic book though. Woo! There it is. This is the Tiger Woods 01. Let's go. This is a big one right here. I mean, eventually Tiger Woods is going to retire one day. You know, I'm so happy he made it out of that car crash alive. I mean, that would have been devastating. It's my Tiger Woods. And I actually have 2 Allen Iversons. I got 2 Allen Iversons because you had to pre-order it. And I got one. I took it out of the case just because I never took a Funko out of the case. I want to take one out. Took the Allen Iverson out. And then I have another AI in the case itself. And I got 2 of the Batman Funkos that are coming. I don't know when they get delivered, but I would guess in the next month or 2. I have 2 of them because one, I'm going to take out of its case, the Funko case, because the background is that comic book, the Todd McFarlane comic there. So I want to take it out of the case, kind of show that off, and then I'm always going to keep one in its case. And I don't really plan to sell it, or else I would have done the trifecta, the David Yu, 3 of them, but I only got 2. Solid move, Justin Torres. Copped a low 3-digit poo for 440. Yeah, that's a good one right there. I would say my favorites are definitely the all gold Biggie, the AI, and the Tiger Woods. Those are my 3 favorite. What's your favorite Funko Pop, if you have any, Fried Nick? Or if there's one Funko that you would really, really want, what is it? Man, I could see it. I could definitely see Funko definitely doing it. I mean, we already know Funko's interoperable. Funko's on different platforms already. I think one of those toy manufacturers could be, what's that P word? Who does Jeremy Padawar work for again? Or work with again? Is the VeVe 30-minute warning? Oh, I just exited out. This is going to be one of the first times I don't retweet it right away. Yeah, I'm not first. Dang it. I like try to race in there right away. Be the first one. But also, I think maybe Mattel. I mean, Mattel's a huge toy company. And we already have Mattel on one of these hoverboards. That's going to be huge. Absolutely. Real talk. Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to VeVe, the whole Komi team. Shout out to the VeVe community, too. All you guys who stayed strong, kept your belief high, all these distractions coming up, you know, different things happening. I would say, yeah, absolutely. Real talk. We've definitely faced adversity like this before. I mean, the tension was thick. This time last year, especially right after it peaked and it dropped right off, can't tell you how many people literally left VeVe, you know, sold their collections, got out, went to different platforms. You know, I tried my best to, you know, hold people strong. A lot of those people blocked me because I was trying to convince them that VeVe is not sinking, right? But those people end up coming back as soon as VeVe's skyrocketing and everything's golden. You know, the markets are booming, everything's looking great. That's usually when you'll see a lot of people come back into VeVe that might have, you know, left or, you know, said some negative things. They'll usually come back in and, you know, just talk about how, you know, they were stressed out, you know, might have been some built up frustration. And that's okay too, you know, with everything going on in the world. You don't know what personal situations people are in. So maybe it's some frustration. You never know. So I never, you know, blame people, but I definitely say real talk that we've seen plenty of adversity before. I'm so glad, you know, the VeVe strength is remarkable because everybody in this community, we love VeVe so much. So we want things to be popping right now. We see the potential in VeVe. So we want the OMI token skyrocketing right now. We want OMI to NFT right now. But just remember that, you know, that's also the reason why I think there is so much toxic negativity sometimes, because when things don't happen right away, those people kind of get frustrated, mad, maybe lash out because they've dealt with delays before. But this is all just part of the blessing of being early. I always say people want to be early until they're early to something and things aren't going perfectly smooth and they're like, well, you know, why isn't it happening, etc. I always say this, you know, 90% of the people in VeVe right now shouldn't even have found out of VeVe. I shouldn't even have found VeVe. But I was blessed. Everybody that did find VeVe this early is blessed. And so I just want to say nothing's changed with VeVe, the Comey team. Nothing's changed at all. These collectibles haven't changed. Maybe some delays happen, you know, maybe some other distractions, maybe some other things, obstacles came up. But that's also why we invested in the Comey team. That's the difference. There's going to be plenty of platforms out there with digital collectibles from licensed brands. That's going to be the transition. I've always said how we're in the LimeWire of NFTs right now, the Wild Wild West, where you can make a 10K NFT platform project tomorrow and try to get that booming. But creating that IP out of thin air is hard to do. Some may make it happen, some unfortunately won't. And so the transition, I believe, is just going to be digital collecting from your favorite big brands. I think VeVe won't be the only platform. We've already seen multiple platforms pop up with these licensed IP. I don't think that's going to be the game changer. I think these big brands probably will, you know, spread out some of their IP to different platforms. And I think it's going to really matter to the team. You know, which team behind these platforms is going to be the best to execute. And I believe strongly in David and Dan and Al Khan for multiple reasons. They've done it before. They're going to do it again. When you have Alfred Khan responsible for 7 out of the 10 largest kids brands in the world, like it's unbelievable. Michael Wiggins, how are you doing, bro? Ooh, he's thinking about flipping the Chippendale. Chippendale's ultra rare Disney Golden Moment. I think that could get to a K. I think it all depends what you want to flip it for. You know, we're in the part of VeVe where I think a lot of the collectibles could go up from here. You know, a lot of comics, not financial advice. So depending on what you put those gems to use, Michael Wiggins, I think it could be a good call. Maybe not as good call depending on what you put those gems to use. But I mean, that's the tough part is, you know, when you only have one of something, you know, do I flip this into something else? It depends if you like that collectible a lot, whichever ones you like, dislike. If you're going after all the Disney Golden Moments, you're just trying to profit a little bit. Like, I think you could put those gems to use in something else. But also, I think Disney Golden Moments are a very safe play, in my opinion. We got December joining today. How we doing, fam? Today's the day, December. You have to get one today, either on the stamp drop or on the Gary Basement drop later today. You got to be able to get one today. I know it's going to be a late night for you, though, if you do go for that one later today. So I'm not sure if you're going to be awake for that or not. But if you stay awake, I'm rooting for you. You got to be able to get one. Good luck on the drop. Yeah, absolutely. Good luck on the drop as well, too. Yeah, see Rios. Good morning. Punch said he's stacking everything. Man, I wish I had the gems to be able to stack everything right now. Punch. That's definitely the move, in my opinion. Just stack and hold. I don't think that's a bad idea. Chasing Sundays, the drop king. What's going on, fam? Hopefully that can rub off on you today. Dang, I can't find what I'm looking for right now. See Rios, good morning. Good morning. Good luck to you on the drop December as well. How much time do we have? 22 minutes left. Shout out to all my coffee gators out there. Drinking some coffee. Not really a hot coffee anymore. FF1, can't go wrong with that. Mickey Mouse NFT Collection Series 1, can't go wrong with that, in my opinion. Any rarity, really. And BP Black Panther, that's a solid one. I like the Black Panther common a lot if you're going to stack. Maybe even the Secret Rare. But those two, I would say, are good ones to stack just because I love the common. It's got that famous pose of Wakanda Forever. I think that's the one that a lot of people are going to be into. And then the Secret Rare, of course, because that's the one that's animated. And that animation is unbelievable. I think they made that collectible really well. Punch needs to count calorie. I actually don't have that one anymore. Shout out to Ron English, though. New Jersey artist. Let's go. One time for Jersey. East Coast. Now, I wish I was really able to keep those sets from Ron English because of that reason. But don't have his collectibles anymore or sets. I still have, I think, shout out to APB Bulldogs. He sent me over one of the Ron English collectibles a while back. Still kept it. Gary Basement is definitely a legendary artist. And that's the thing, Punch. You know, David Yu brings in these artists that are legends. And a lot of us just maybe aren't familiar with it. So a lot of us aren't into it. Talk bad about it, etc. Because we want something big. We want something that we're into. It's like not everything that's going to drop, we may know about it, you know? Moon, let's go, fam. Good luck. And that's the other thing too, Punch, is that it's so funny is that when you have millions of fans like VeVe does, you can't please everybody. You know, they could drop Darth Vader tomorrow, right? Half the community is going to be amazed, freaking out, happy. The other half is going to be pissed off saying, drop something that's not as good, you know, fix the drop system, fix the bot problem. So like people are going to be pissed even if they drop something amazing. Then they drop something that maybe not anybody knows about, you know, an artist collectible like the Gary Basement or maybe like the stamps. And then people are still upset saying, you know, drop something amazing, you know, drop a big brand, etc. So it's like, even when they don't drop anything big, people are mad. And when they do drop something big, there's still going to be people mad. So that's why I trust the Komi team. They're making the right decisions. They're doing everything they possibly can to make this into something that's worldwide. And so I trust the moves that they're making. I think it's funny, too, that a lot of people may think that they know more than David and Dan and Al Khan and all these legends. Like that's the problem, too. People are just entitled. You know, people think because they have this or that, because they've been here early, you know, they know more than the people that are running this company. It's like, what? Yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people are in this just for quick instant cash. You know, this is not an investment app. This is a collectible app for collectors. Now, I say that because oftentimes, because we're this early, there could be investment opportunities. But some of these are for collection or for collectors, you know. So I appreciate this comment, big time, Joe. The basement pieces are going to be awesome in the showroom. Not all collectibles are for instant profit. I'm excited for it. Absolutely. I feel the same way too. 19 minutes to the drop. Hey, Gary did do work for Disney. I didn't know about that. That's awesome to know. Teacher's pet. I'll have to look into that one. I'm buying every rebound today I can get. You know, I definitely see Toby coming out as a single collectible in the real world. Maybe it's already out. I'm not too familiar with that. I always imagine these artist collectibles, if you get the complete set, I do think eventually one day they could give you the real world physical as a utility piece or as part of the utility. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen with this one. If you collect this set, you will get a physical. But I think in the future, that's definitely stuff that I think will happen with VeVe. Hey, let's go. Every 2 minutes, it looks like it's switched to Major Alpha. Let's go. Shout out to KNCB for that info. And shout out to Chasing Sundays for letting us all know. I feel Tubi will be animated 100%. Don't sleep on these. I'm not sure, Punch. It could be a little surprise. It could be a part of the surprise that David was talking about, that some of these collectibles will get animated for the last season or for this season, season 3. We are going for the stamps today above retail. I'm just going for the stamp drop, hoping I get a secret rare. I don't think the secret rares even will come out, thousands of dollars today, but I am going for the drop. I'm going to confirm it. If I get a common, I wouldn't be surprised if it does stay around retail, but I think that's only for the short term. I think it is part of history right here. So long term, they could do decent. I'm not expecting anything too crazy on these, but for $6, I will be going for it. I love all IP, but I'm a sucker for Art, Frank, Ape, Keith Haring, etc. And DG Vet, I'm glad you said this too, because that's the way a lot of people are. I think too many loud voices may just be upset with something that they're not expecting for a drop. It's not like a huge IP. It's not Pokemon. So, like, for example, something like Pokemon, right? Something that the whole community has been, crazy about. I guarantee you, if it dropped tomorrow, half the community would be happy, half the people would be pissed off. So it's like, no matter what, there's going to be people that could just complain just to hear themselves complain because they're frustrated with whatever's going on themselves. So that's usually what you see. You don't usually see, people lashing out, complaining if they're in a good space. And that's why I always feel I have empathy for people that are lashing out, because you don't know what's going on in their personal life with their situations or anything, right? So it's one thing where I try not to get too upset or anything like that when I do see people lashing out, because they're probably lashing out for a reason that's a little bit more than whatever they're saying. You don't know what's going on in their personal life or anything like that. Went to Kutztown University, lived in Kutztown for years. I think I know a couple of people that went to Kutztown. I do like the Funko Pop NFTs because it does come, you can redeem that with a physical collectible. I do like that. I think that'll do pretty well. I definitely think they're all coming, Punch. I definitely think they're all coming. Because it's going to be, at the end of the day, when you have all these licensed brands, when you have the biggest brands in the world, when you have, all these artists, it's going to come to a point where, especially on a platform that's as easy to use as VeVe, that's the separation too. You don't have to use MetaMask. You don't have to download an app you're not familiar with, and it takes a while to get used to. VeVe is simple. VeVe, I look at it as almost like the iPhone. There's going to be plenty of different companies with iPhones, or with cell phones, I should say. But what's the mecca? It's the iPhone. That's what I see VeVe being. Sure, I bet there's going to be plenty of other platforms out there, which, I root for them all. Because the better that they do, the better this whole space does as a whole. The low-key Funko Pop just came out. I saw the other day too. The low-key Gator they just came out with. So shout out to Randy. If Randy Chavez is on the chat today, they got a low-key Gator I saw as a Funko Pop. Thought of Randy right away. Wow, you got every low-key variant. Okay. Didn't even know they had a Batman Who Laughs Funko. It was one of those things, I don't think Funkos are too valuable, at least right now. There's obviously a couple that do really well. I think they could grow over time, but that's not really the reason why I got the Funkos. I got these Funko Pops just because it was of characters that I just love, so it kind of just fed my soul that way. I wasn't looking at it for an investment opportunity. I was looking for it because at the time I only had a couple VeVe NFTs. That's the reason why I got my Todd Batman. I used to say at the time, if I ever sell my digital Batman, I'll always have that physical to remind myself of it. But then there came a point where I said, I'm not selling my digital Todd Batmans ever. Got to the Tiger Red today. Come on now. Had to. I would wear it like every day, but got to keep it on special occasions. Usually the weekend. Try making sure it's the weekend, whether that's Saturday, Sunday, whatever. But Christian J, how we doing, fam? Amped, only 1,500 made. I'm definitely behind on the chat big time for this one. Shout out to y'all, though, for making the chat popping today. We got Austin in the building. How we doing, brother? Hopefully you land one today as well. That's the craziest thing, Punch. You know, so many people found VeVe as their first NFT platform, and then they ventured off into other NFTs, which, you know, perfectly fine. You know, shout out to Fran Relations. You know, I always talk about him because I feel like he's like the NFT GOAT. You know, we found VeVe around the same time, and we became friends because of that. He ventured off, got into all these other NFT projects, and it actually worked out for him big time. You know, Fran killed it with the whole NFT space. And so that's why I always call Fran NFT GOAT. His whole physical shoe collecting background just led perfect timing right into this whole digital collecting space. And he ran with it and crushed it. So I always say, you know, shout out to Fran because I always pick his brain. You know, I learned a lot from him in the whole collecting world as a whole. And that's the thing. A lot of us, you know, not everybody was as successful as Fran getting into these other NFT projects. I feel like a lot of them tried to follow his lead and unfortunately got into a lot of projects that may not have panned out because a lot of his projects did pan out. And that's the thing. We all found VeVe as like our first NFT project, first NFT platform. We found the best one first. Unbelievable how that worked out, you know? There's a new Chip and Dale movie. I heard commercials or a trailer for that recently too. Let's go. Miss Rose back in the building. Appreciate that, Miss Rose. Let's get a dub today. I think we will get a lot of dubs. I mean, I think you're due again. Get one. If not today on this first one, you got to get one on the second one today. I don't think the Gary Baseman one will have as much demand as some other drops before. So just because I think people are kind of sleeping on it, you know, they're not familiar with him, so they'll just pass on him. I think more of the fan base right now on VeVe is probably more into the bigger IPs, like the bigger brands, which, you know, that's okay too. That's kind of what I'm more personally into, but there's going to be plenty of people who don't even like the big brands and they're more into the artist collectibles, which is, you know, it's another reason why I do these streams, just because if I don't absolutely love something, you know, a lot of people will just say it's, you know, a trash drop or whatever the case is, but that's just their opinion. For everyone who thinks like that, there's probably going to be 3 people that love this drop. So I just feel like just because you don't like a drop doesn't mean, you know, you should shun another drop, stuff like that. So Miss Rose, with that said, I hope you do get one today. I think you will have a chance at 2 of these. 2 dubs in one day. Haven't had that happen in a long time. What's my thoughts on the Artist Alley? I think a lot of them are undervalued right now. Just because, like I said, I think more of the fan base on VeVe is probably more into the bigger brands, bigger IP stuff. I am personally more into that. But again, that's just my opinion. I think the artist stuff is going to do great, especially in that short term, because once we're able to send these artist collectibles to Immutable X and that interoperability happens, that's going to be a huge catalyst to where I think people will probably FOMO in to the artist collectibles that may not have been into it before, but they're going to want to test out the IMX situation, the interoperability, see if they can sell for ETH, OMI on a different platform. And that's when I think a lot of people who weren't even into the artist collectibles will probably start getting into them just to try that out a little bit. But because of most of the popularities on the IP brands, it kind of leaves open an opportunity for some of these artist collectibles if you can hold until that catalyst hits. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a couple months from now, whatever the case may be. So maybe a longer hold, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping. I hope, you know, either on the next drop or this drop, both of you need to hit at least. Appreciate that punch. Run the likes up. Bless the chat, y'all. That's how I feel. Yeah, I don't think I had the best track record with stamps either on the drops. I usually end up just buying them in the marketplace. But for $6, absolutely. Yeah, Ron English is huge. Huge drop. Drop time, check reminder. Appreciate this big time, guys. I probably will forget one day. I'm going to check and it's going to say all sold out. I can wait until that happens one day. So we got 7 minutes and 50 seconds left. I'm going to try to get through some of these. Dub. What tactic would I use today? Say FA. So I'll go over it today. So again, I'm going to try to use the timing technique, but I think this is a good drop to either, I wouldn't even say Brave Gate. Brave Gate is where you skip the drop completely. You don't go for it. Wait for the rebounds only. I'm sure some people will probably try that today. I'm not sure if it's going to be the best idea for today. I would say that's a good strategy for when there's one drop, a pretty limited drop, like one collectible, I should say, pretty limited collectible. That way, because if you don't think you're going to have a chance at the drop, you might as well try to go for the rebound. I think this is a good opportunity for the people who spam away. I think collectible blind boxes are the opportunity to spam away. Now, one thing I like to do right away, click this notify me button, and then I like to back out, come back in, and it's going to say you will be notified, and you can't click it. I do that so even if you're spamming away or if you're just trying to time it, you don't have to worry about accidentally clicking this button. It's already going to be clicked. The only thing you'll have to worry about now is accidentally clicking this drop-down box menu. And if you leave it down while you go for the drop, it's going to slightly move where this buy now button pops up. So because of that, I like to leave it closed and try not to bring it down. Now I'm going to act like there's 0 minutes left and 15 seconds. I'm going to go over it. I stay in rhythm with that countdown. The buy now is going to pop up 1 second after 0. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. Probably would have been perfect right there. So again, I try to time it. I stay in rhythm with the countdown with like 5 to 10 seconds left. I count out loud just so I get my whole body into it. And I'm thinking like 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. And I'm starting my click slightly before I see the buy now button pop up. Now, the reason why I do that is because I feel like I can get in there slightly earlier than the people who see the buy now button pop up and then press. There's going to be a little bit of delay there. So you don't want to be early. You're probably going to want to instinctively press early by doing this. So I try to hold myself off until right before I see buy now, and that's when I'll start my click. And that's when I usually have pretty good luck if I time it perfect. Now, if you time it great, doesn't necessarily guarantee you a spot to get the drop, but I think the consistency of that is the key right there. If you time it perfect 3 drops in a row, you're probably going to get one at that point. Picked up Fantastic Four number 1, ultra rare, I guess Edu. 1291 for 1,150 gems yesterday. Have all 5 black and white ultra rares now. Let's go. All 5 black and white. Oh, okay. So you mean the comics? What is the ED then? Why can't I think of that one? Oh, edition. You're talking about edition number 1291. The Fantastic Four number 1 ultra rare. Solid move right there. And, you know, I think that's something that people are kind of overlooking. Those ultra rares, the all black and white covers, they're not going to be another all black and white ultra rare cover, I don't believe. So that's why I think, unless it's an absolute important, iconic book. But I think that's probably why they made the first run of those comics, the black and white variants. It's definitely something that it's been on my goal. I have the Fantastic Four, kind of a high mid though, the ultra rare. I have the New Mutants ultra rare, but I still want to pick up that Amazing Spider-Man and the Journey in the Mystery ultra rare. Growing a thumb. Growing an extra thumb. That's hilarious. We got Jerry from the Palace. Good morning, brother. We got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Absolutely. I'll be popping in there here and there a little bit more often too. Coffee Gate. Let's go. If you guys aren't following the Palace on YouTube, make sure you guys go follow them out. Bunch of awesome people making great content on VeVe. BDK, I'm ready for a dub. Charge my special my power gate, my power bracelet. Got that good energy going today. We got Ivy in the building. Ivy's gonna hit today. I didn't know about this, the Luminant drop. I guess that's one of the rarities. I'll check that out later today. J.O. says, is YouTube your main way to make a living? It will be one day. It will be one day. Ken Dub, good morning, fam. What up, JD? Also, I feel like, making passive income through these NFTs, through my collection, through my digital museum. I think that'll be a way as well. Renting out collectibles, designing showrooms for people. JD Designs. Let's go. About to get the LLC soon. If I have 50 gems, I would try for the stamp drop, just personally. Let's go. Let's get a dub. Minute 50 seconds. Appreciate that, December. Why do you not spam and just time it? KA. I just feel like I've always had better luck this way. I feel like I'm in control. I mean, spamming it, I feel like I could do it with my eyes closed almost and just get lucky that way. Me, I like having some kind of, like, it feels like I did it, When I'm spamming away, it's just like, it feels more like luck. When I time it, it feels like I have a little bit more control over it. Maybe if I started out spamming and I've always had luck, I probably would have never even tried the timing technique, but I've only did the timing technique from the very first drop. I've only done it like 3, 2, 1, 0. I've only done it that way. I think the battle statues will go up once we get another battle statue. I think that'll be huge. True collectors definitely haven't found VeVe yet. 53 seconds left to the drop. I'll get to more comments when I get done. Actually, I'm almost finished here. Dudes, we made it. Just in time, brother. All right, I'm recording. 39 seconds left. I'm getting rid of that comment. 35, backing out. It felt perfect. Didn't even feel like I needed to move back on this one. 26 seconds, 25 seconds. Good luck, fam. I think I'm going to get it. 15 seconds. I'm feeling good about this one. Buy now button's going to pop up right in that sliver above the notify me. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. I got it. I had to have gotten this. I got it. Perfect timing. Literally perfect timing. Secret rare. Secret rare. Number 41, secret rare. My heart's racing. 41, secret rare. 51 viewing. I bet we get like 75 viewers after this drop. We're going to have the group chat full of haters join. This is probably the best timing I've ever had. I mean, I've been crushing it. Last time I didn't do too great. The last 2 drops. It was too early, too late. But the times before that. All right. 20. It's a rare. 2021. Wow. What a year. What a year. 2021. The year I found VeVe. Let's go. We got 70 viewers. Let's go. What I tell you? What I tell you, fam? We got 25 people just joining. It's the group chat full of haters again, and this time I hit. Let's go. The Matrix. No way. How many L's do we have? Perfect timing for punch. Still took an L. Ken Penguin, let's go. Let's go. Ken Penguin, how did you hit today? Did you hit timing it or did you spam it? Ivy took an L today. Definitely means that you got a dub later today. Ivy was crushing it with the timing lately. 3 and 2 and 1 and 0. You're right. Sway got an uncommon. Let's go. Sway got one too. Florian seems upset. It's only stupid when I get it. When I don't get it, it's not stupid. He is not even on wire. I don't even know what wire. Oh, you mean Ethernet cable? Yeah, I stopped using Ethernet cable months ago. I wish it was secret rare. It's just a rare. But look at the mint though, 2021. All right, fam. Let's go look at the replay here. I'm gonna start from the very beginning, so you guys can see backing out and everything. See how it went down in order? That told me, okay, it's in line. You know, usually when it's paused at a second, that's when I'll go and hit back again. Let's look at the replay. This is perfect timing. You literally can't get faster than this, I don't think. This is what I mean. I'm slightly pressing before I see buy now pop up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Click. Crazy. I like the mint number 2021. That's the year I found VeVe. Let's go. Win drop badge. Oh, Ken Penguin got it spamming. Let's go. Shout out to the spammers out there. Jerry got one. Spamming away. Let's go. See, so timing isn't the only way to go. I mean, you can still definitely spam away. I think these collectible blind boxes with a bunch of different collectibles, I think that's the opportunity where you want to spam away if you like spamming. And then I feel like on the drops that only have like one collectible or one comic book and there's like a super limited edition, those are the times where I feel like, excuse me, Bravegate comes into play. Um, Let's go. Got an uncommon Esteban. Yeah, definitely 2-minute rebounds. I think that's definitely a solid one right there. I wonder why it changed, or how did they find out that it changed? I have the same sentiment on this one, Christopher. I feel like probably going to be cheap in the market, and long term, I think this is probably one of the stamps, other than the first stamps ever, that would probably be pretty solid to get, just because of the significance of the historical significance, I should say. See, I did this as an experiment. Yesterday, I put out the video of me missing. It kind of just lagged right there on the screen. I did an experiment. Yesterday, I posted the video on Twitter of me missing the drop. I got 3 comments, a couple hundred views, and no negativity. Today, I posted the drop of me getting the drop, and I want to see the difference. I want to see if there's comments saying it's rigged, it's, conspiracy theory, because every time it's like, it's all fine and dandy and fair when I don't hit it. But when I hit, it's rigged. It's like, what? Took the L and the buy now is going, wow, audible, interesting. I guess even for this one, that's the reason why Bravegate, people do the Bravegate audible. I didn't think it would even happen on this one. Usually on those multiple collectibles, I feel like it doesn't happen, but unfortunate having to use it. Buy now, gone. Hurts more. Maybe today was a great time for the Bravegate. JD is a mutant. Kelvin said congrats on the fam. I think Kelvin took an L today. Yeah, Kelvin unfortunately took an L. December took an L. Oh no. I appreciate this, Mike. I can't believe that you haven't hit either since January. See, stuff like this is what makes me feel bad and makes me feel helpless almost. Like, I do these live streams to try to walk everybody through my mindset, what I do to be as consistent as I am. And luckily it's been able to help a lot of people, but I'm still struggling to be able to help some people. Like, some people have missed out in months. Miss Rose was one of them. I would still consider her just because she hasn't officially hit one in a while. Or she did. She did hit one recently, I think, finally. But December's in that category. December hasn't hit in months. I'm not sure why. I feel like I'm helpless with December. And some others. I know someone reached out to me. They're from Cali, have a low ping, do all the drop tips and everything. They still can't land one. It's like, I feel helpless because I can usually try to, say some kind of tips or something that usually help people. But when everybody strikes out for months, it's like, oh my gosh, what can I do? You should try your hand at the casino. You know what's crazy about this, Maverick? I told a story a little bit ago about how my 23rd birthday I went to the casino with my buddies. I was up a little bit. I was doing red and black, trying to double my money. Eventually, I was getting risky, putting it on single numbers. The last number, I put a $25 chip on 23, and it hit 23. I won so many people at the table money. And there's been another time. I went back probably a couple years later. I don't do this often just because, one, I don't have the money to be going to the casino like that. And even if I did, I stay away from it because I know my personality. As soon as I win a couple times, it makes you want to keep playing. But you got to know when to run and not go back, because the more and more you play, you're probably going to lose. But there was one time I literally took a trip to the casino. I went on the roulette table and I started playing, and I told myself I wouldn't go on the numbers, single bets this time, because I know you doing that, you're risking it. You're not going to keep winning. So I thought I had a strategy of just doing reds and blacks. I ended up winning. I don't know how much I won. It wasn't much, maybe like 1,000. But I came home and that was it. So there's been plenty of times in my life where I've had extreme, random, crazy luck. But I know to not keep, I know myself, I'll want to keep on going, but you can't be doing that because that's how you lose. You got to test your luck. If you win, take it and run. But I just say that because Maverick, my life has been like that. It's been wild. Now, I'm not always lucky, but I feel like I'm one of the luckiest people in the world. Dubes, take it easy, brother. I'll catch you on the next live stream if you're up for that. If not, catch you another day, my man. Miss Rose, thanks as always for tuning in. I'll catch you later today if you're stopping by doing the drop. If not, I'll see you another day, Miss Rose. Take it easy. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate you big time. Build a castle. You guys are all invited for the drops. Kelvin, you wouldn't be fired because you keep trying. You know, the only way you get fired is if you lash out, freak out, and you stop trying and you quit. It is annoying, though, that I can't help out everybody. It feels like I should be able to do something to be able to help some people that have been struggling for a while. If you've been struggling for months and months and months, I would say maybe restart your router. You know, try to clear everything like that. APB said freezer gate for the win. New freezer. Let's go. C. Tavian. C. Tavian. Shout out to Not Sure. He said, of course you got one. It's like asking if Tom Brady won the Super Bowl again. I'm just kidding. Wow, let's go. Rocky NFT got the secret rare today. I wonder why it is every 2 minutes now for the rebounds. Let's go. Shout out to Nike, man. I'm waiting on a sponsorship one day. I do think it'll come. Just got to keep on doing my thing. Just got to keep growing. Eventually. You know, my whole goal, could you imagine the red for Coca-Cola? I get a Coca-Cola and Nike sponsorship brand deal one day. All Coca-Cola gear, Coca-Cola cans up top. Instead of coffee, I'll be drinking Coca-Cola. I just tried a Coca-Cola coffee thing recently. It was actually better than I thought it would be. I just watched a replay. That timing was solid. Appreciate that, VeVe Vibes. That's one thing I like doing too. I like screen recording of my actual drop on my phone, and then I'll go back and watch the live stream of the video again and try to clip it to the exact part of the drop, and then I'll post that one too, because I like looking at it myself. And plus, I feel like when I post that, obviously there's gonna be people that are pissed, etc. But I post it so people can literally see exactly exactly what I'm doing. Because it's one thing to explain, okay, yeah, press it before you see buy now. But it's like, what do you mean press it before you see buy now? You don't click anything. But so when I post it, you can actually see like how close I am to waiting for the buy now to pop up. I'm holding myself off. I go like 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm instinctively, I want to click right there. I'm holding myself off until I think I'm about to see buy now. And so I press it right before I see it. It sounds crazy, but I post those videos to hopefully have people see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm just glad it's actually helped out people in the stream. So absolutely. And see, that's one thing too, Mike H. I'm glad you said that. And that's what it is. It's fun. It's exciting. You know, I want to show people how exciting it is. And I hope the new drop system will be exciting too. I think they said it's going to be a 15-minute window. So I'm glad it's 15 minutes and not 30 minutes. I was kind of hoping, I think I said on streams before, I was hoping it's like 5 to 15 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Because that way it's going to help out people that don't have the best internet, best devices. But it's still going to be kind of like you have to be there on time still. So I don't think it's gonna be as exciting in that split second, but it's gonna be exciting whenever you get a secret rare or something like that. That part will still be exciting. Let's go. Shout out to my guy APB tuning in today. Let's go. Shout out to you, Kelvin, too. I mean, Kelvin's been loyal from day one. Kelvin's one of those people, who's not going to lash out, complain when things aren't going his way. He's going to keep on trying. It's probably frustrating, of course, when, you see other people get it and you're still trying to do everything you can, but you don't get it. But shout out to you, Kelvin, because you've always kept positive energy this whole time. Always congratulating people when they hit. Let's go, APB. Said he can't hit a bunny at a ranch. That's not exactly what he said. I read that wrong, but APB looks like he's been struggling a little bit. Facts. Yeah, the aliens sponsor me. So I always talk about the aliens. Tiger Woods red. That's a fact. I love that Coca-Cola coffee. I felt like I was expecting like a bad taste, but it didn't taste that bad. It made me want to keep drinking a little bit. Let's go, DNC. Good morning. Just saw your Steamboat Willie pick on the golf course. Awesome. I've yet to get a comic drop. Keep trying. I know the comics are hard for a lot of people. I feel like the timer is off for comics. So one thing I like to do, that's definitely been helping me, I think, is when there's about 45 seconds left, anything under a minute, whether that's 45, 30 seconds. I usually do 45 seconds just because I don't want to wait too long till zero. You're playing with fire. But I'll back out and come back into the drop menu screen until I see a perfectly smooth countdown. Sometimes I'll back out and come back in and it feels like it's stuck on like 42 seconds or whatever seconds it's at. When that happens, I'll back out, come back in again. And as long as I see the timer go down smoothly, I'll keep it at that. And then that usually makes sure that at least the timer's correct. Simone, did my sniffles catch on to you? Did you catch my sniffles through the stream? Nobody made up a username, said, I don't hate, but how do you get every drop? Well, I don't get every drop. If you watch the last two drops, I missed out on them. But I have been pretty dang consistent on these drops to where I would probably have to say after season 2 or after season 1, starting season 2, my drop percentage has probably been, at this point, I'm going to have to say 60%. It's probably around that range, which is unbelievable. But I don't hit every drop. I mean, every day on the streams, I try to walk everybody through my timing technique, how I'm able to get these consistently, how I feel. The thing is, we don't know. We don't have a concrete answer. But doing these drops for months and months and months, I feel like I've gotten a pretty good idea of how it works. And in my head, it feels like a lot of people are still probably waiting to see buy now and then pressing it. Well, just think about that. See buy now, press it. There's that little delay. So I'm seeing buy now and I'm starting my press right before I see it. So by the time my thumb presses down, it's popping up. So I'm clicking it before most people can even get in there and see it. Sometimes I miss. Sometimes I miss my timing. I'm off. I'm too early, too late. It happens, but I've gotten it down at this point, I feel like. Are you not looking forward to the Q drop since you mastered this current system? It's funny, VeVe vibes. I would say I'm probably one of the few people that are going to get drops less when this new drop system happens. But I mean, I've built my collection up to this point. I'm happy for people who may be struggling, who are going to be able to get this new drop or this drops on the new system. I hope that's the case. I don't really mind it because I know a lot of people have been struggling. So I feel like I've already been blessed enough, VeVe vibes, where, of course, I love this new drop system. One, because it's like I'm competing again for the first time in, ever. I feel like I'm on the mound pitching in front of thousands of people. And it's like you get one pitch, full count, bases are loaded, 9th inning. That's what it feels like for me. So it's an adrenaline rush. It feels like I'm competing against hundreds of thousands of people. As an athlete, when they retire from pro sports, that's the feeling that they miss. They don't have that structure anymore. They don't have that adrenaline rush. They don't have that competing versus hundreds of thousands of people feeling anymore. So that's why you see a lot of people retire from pro sports and they kind of not lose it, but kind of just get off track, etc. Because they're used to treating it like war. It's like a post-traumatic, because you're used to competing at a high level, and then all of a sudden you don't compete anymore and everything's just lackadaisical. So I can understand that. And that's kind of where golf, fills in for me. Golf, I get to still compete. I get to still grind hard. That's kind of what fills that void for me, I feel like. And then these drops, I've never felt anything as close as I felt as being on the actual mail for a split second. That's why I love the drop so much. So to answer that question, VeVe Vibes, I'm happy for the new people. Hopefully they get chances. I've built my Master Collector program points up pretty decently now for a year. So I feel like I'll still be able to have a good advantage of those lottery tickets type thing. But yeah, I'm happy for the new people with the new drop system. I just hope it works. I hope new people are able to get some new drops, etc. But yeah, I love the drop system the way it is now. Joe M, you hit again. Wow, congrats. Appreciate it, Joe M. When life gives you lemons, you get 3, as David Hughes says. Yeah, facts. Anytime you try to get 3 of anything, that's the key right there. Keep 1, hodl 1. You can trade 1 later, sell 1. Diane C, great sports analogy. Love it. Absolutely. I relate everything back to sports too. Like sports has been my entire life. So, I mean, to me, that's how I do the drops too. I relate it back to sports. So I'm able to time these drops. I think of myself like a quarterback about to throw a pass to a wide receiver. If you ever watch sports like football in America, Tom Brady, the quarterback, he'll throw the ball to a wide receiver before the wide receiver is looking. So by the time he does his route, he breaks, he looks, the ball is right there on his hands. Now, sometimes they time it wrong and they throw it, it's an interception. And that's the timing technique that I'm kind of using for these buy now. I'm not waiting till the wide receiver's open and then pressing buy now. Meaning I'm not waiting till buy now pops up and then pressing. I'm starting my press slightly before he's open, slightly before the buy now pops up. So by the time my thumb gets there, by the time that football gets to the wide receiver, it's just perfect timing. And so again, it's another sports reference, but it's just the way I think about it when I'm doing these drops. What's your MCS now? Master Collector Score, I think he means. I don't know, to be honest. I don't have one of those apps that tell me my exact points every day. I definitely want to find it out, though, because that's going to change the market dynamics completely. The rares, the ultra rare comics will go up big time because, not financial advice, but just my opinion, just even thinking about the Master Collector rank program score, it already makes me kind of want to get more rare comics, more ultra rare comics. So if we have that score displayed, our rank displayed, I already know if I want to do it right now, people are going to want to do that when their scores displayed. So that's why I think grabbing a lot of rare, ultra rare, cheap comics may not have the most value, but for the MCP, if you want to try to get your rank up, that's a great way right there. 2 and 3 points for those rare and ultra rare comics. That's a steal because you look at a lot of secret rare comics would be thousands of dollars, which will give you 5 or 6 points. I think 6 points. So you can get basically the same amount of points for a cheap rare and a cheap ultra rare. Kurosemi got a 1928 common and a 3,825 uncommon today. Let's go. How'd you do the drop, Kurosemi? Did you get them on the rebounds or the actual drop? I know you've been struggling on the drops, you were saying. And if you did get it on the drop, did you time it or did you spam away today? I don't know my daily recurring points. I got to find that out. I know a lot of people use the Vault Value app. It's definitely something that I want to try. I just spam click. Yeah, and like I say, VeVe Vibes, if you've been doing well on that, keep doing it, man. I mean, I don't want to try to take away anybody's strategy to do my strategy. My strategy is for me and anybody else that's maybe struggling with the drops and want to try a different way type thing. So if that's one thing that you do, you know, just spam away, keep doing it, man. I've only, like, even from the Nightwing drop, and I got 2 Nightwing, which is unbelievable. I set like 10 alarms back to back every 5 minutes. So I wouldn't fall asleep because that Nightwing drop got delayed an hour. And I already didn't sleep the night before. So I was passing out, waking up to my alarm, passing out, waking up to my alarm. And then all of a sudden, I woke up a minute or two right before my last alarm. The drop was open. I got 2 of them. Like, Unbelievable. This didn't sell out instantly though. This is like I got one, I got a second. I tried to get in a third. It said 2 per person account limit. Texted my boy Joe Kelly. He got in. He got one. So it was like that was before they sold out instantly. But my luck has been crazy ever since the first drop. Let's go, Ludwig. My first drop in a long time. I love hearing that. I'm going to post this on my IG. Wait a second. Why did that post like that? Wow, that was a wrong post. I didn't even show the part of me clicking it. All right, let me delete this and send it again. I'm not going to delete the other one. I posted the wrong part of the drop. It's going to be an embarrassing post right now. Posted the wrong part of the drop last post or last tweet. Whoopsies. Everyone just saw the purchase going through it. Like, I don't want to see that part. I can't believe I posted the wrong part. I'll show you my tweet. This is what I posted the first time. Literally from the very beginning. Like, people don't want to see this part. Literally just the processing the whole time. That was probably the worst video ever people watched. 376 views, though. Oh, let's go. Shout out to Mark D. JD keeps showing people how it's done. One year of the drops and finally got my first secret rare. Perfect timing, felt so good, and it landed. Man, I love me some VeVe. Let's go. Man, I appreciate this post big time because, you know, it just shows that, like, people actually learn. Like, you guys are actually picking my brain and it's actually working. I mean, that's awesome. I'm at 42.5. Oh, daily points every day. That's amazing, I think. See, I'm not too sure how many points I have. That makes me want to find out big time. Timed it on the drop. I always land rebounds and never drop, so I was surprised. I missed the clock 8 days when you can never miss a drop. Isn't that crazy? Those days are going to be like just legendary stories, you know? Interesting. So no rebounds. December. Good night, December. Hopefully you get a good sleep. Bye, JPEGs. I'm convinced you got connection. Your mints are getting crazier. What? So I want to reply with this one. So, what's your theory of when I don't get the drop? When I miss the drop? What's your theory of my connections then? Do I just are they mad at me and I don't get the drop? This is huge too. VeVe Vibes. You get 25 points every day for just interacting with the app. Now, whether that's 25 likes, 25 follows, 25 comments, we don't know exactly, but you can get up to 25 points a day just by interacting with the app. They turn off the special JD switch. That's what it must be. It must be a switch, like on and off, saying like, okay, it's two switches. One is on and off for the drop, and then on or off for the good mint or bad mint. Yeah, those are the days. I mean, even the Marvel Comics #1, I think I was live streaming that. I thought I had a game plan to where I would just wait a little bit in between each drop. I think I got like 6 or 8 of them. I could have got 12 if I just went buy. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait in between each drop, and it's going to get me the secret rare. If I worked, it would have been genius. But it didn't work, so it looked ridiculous. All right, so this is what I want to post to IG. And like some people get mad and upset when I say drop king. And like I'm just kidding around when I say that. I just said it every time I got one, and I just kept getting it, so I kept saying it. So people just ran with it, like, wow, you really are a drop king. It's like I think a combination of luck and a little bit of skill. The little bit of skill I would say is small just because the experience, like just because I understand. It feels like the process of it now. It feels like poker to me. Like poker, you need a lot of luck and you need some skill too. They coded it into the app. VeVe Vibes. I kind of got worried a little bit too about this. This is something I may ask, because you're right. Every time they mention the retroactive points, they talk about how it's the buying, the collect, the sets, the whatever like the collectibles or comics you buy. But they don't talk about how the retroactive points will be in the feed, the followers, because someone like me, I'm sure you have been too. I'm sure there's others, but I've been grinding on the feed, the followers, the engagement ever since March 1st when I first joined. So having those extra 25 points every day would add up big time. Just add 25 points every day from March 1st for a whole year. 365. 365 times 25. That's 9,000 points right there. In just activity on the feed. So I do hope that is the case, VeVe Vibes. Maybe I'll mention that or ask somebody. How many comics collectibles? All right, let's see. I want to stack up. There was a point where I had over 500, but got rid of a lot of my not as important collectibles at the time that I had stacks of for big ones like the Walt. That one took a lot out of me there. Like I had 40 FA Captain Americas, Steve Rogers, got rid of 39 of them. And that's the other thing I want to talk about. Like I was able to get rid of them one by one in a heartbeat for when Walt came out. And if I created a sell wall of 30 of them, I don't think it would have happened because it would have been, not enticing people to buy one by one because there's one listed at a just below floor. This is when they were on fire too, so a lot of buy pressure. If I listed a whole sell wall of 30 of them, it would have steered people away from buying that. Instead, I would just list one right below floor, get bought. I would list another one, and I was able to buy Walt Disney at 2.6K because of that. So, for anyone out there just thinking, should I make a sell wall? Would it sell quicker? In my eyes, psychology of it, it would actually deter people from wanting to buy your collectibles if you made a huge wall, as opposed to maybe listing one by one slightly at the floor. Let's go, Mark D. I appreciate that big time. I just retweeted your comment there. Because that's the thing. There's so many people that hate and get mad and would rather believe a conspiracy theory instead of believing the truth. Why? Because the truth makes them upset for whatever reason. When really the truth should inspire or motivate someone. If someone's already miserable and they see someone winning all the time, that's going to make them even more upset. So every time I see someone lashing out, I always have empathy to feel like, or to realize that you don't know what's going on in their life, their personal life. Maybe they're already miserable or upset at something. So usually that's the case. You don't usually see happy people upset with others when they win. Usually that makes that person even more happier. So I always feel like anytime, like you see, every time I do the drop, we get 30 new people. I called it last time, I called it today. We went from, I think, 50 viewers. I said to 75 viewers. That's exactly what happened right afterwards. Because I think there's literally group chats of people out there hating that I keep getting the drops. They think it's impossible. They don't want to listen to the live streams. They'd rather not tune into the whole live stream before to learn how to do it. Because why? They don't want to get taught by Johnny. They have an ego, so they don't want to get taught how to do their drop. They would rather just keep them doing it their way and then tune in to see if I get it again. And if I get it, it's rigged, Instead of them literally tuning in just minutes before and getting walked through my strategy. It's helped Mark D, it's helped Ivy, it's helped so many people out there. But that's the kind of space that we're in right now. People would rather hate on it as opposed to actually try to sit there and learn from it. But, it's just life, I'm tweeting Alex about it now. Yeah, tweet or DM. Make sure you keep it respectful, though, VeVe Vibes. So, see, we got another one. We have someone. This is what another person just said. Yo, VeVe, do you want to speak on how someone like Johnny Dunn, no offense, Johnny, seems to hit every drop while some users, especially in certain countries, never hit drops? See, I would say this, I make live streams and I show people how to do the drop just like me. And it's helped out many people, just like Mark D. People want to think of conspiracies and all this, but I'm teaching everybody how I get these drops. It's up to you if you want to listen and try to learn. Now, sometimes it doesn't work for everybody, and that's still what I'm trying to figure out. But there's so many people that live in, say, California or New Jersey, where I'm in, who still can't get the drops. So I feel like if it was location based, the people in Florida, like Kelvin, people in Cali, people in New Jersey, like me, we would be hitting the drops every single time. So many people in my town don't hit drops like I do. So, for that reason, there's always going to be people out there that get upset, get frustrated when they see other people winning. And that's what I say too. You never know what something's going on in someone's personal life. So anytime I see someone lashing out, I never get upset because you don't know what's going on in their personal life to make them miserable and upset when they see someone else win. So like I said, I always try to answer people in a respectful way because you don't know what someone else is going through. And Kelvin said, fam, love you all, but Saturday is daddy and little girl time. See you all on Monday. Kelvin, as always, my man, appreciate you for stopping by today. Showing your support as always. Let's go. That's a banger right there. That's an old school, hit song right there. Man, should I play that on stream right now? Fort Minor, remember the name. Man, this had to be in so many legendary video games too. This reminds me of when did this come out? Because I remember growing up to this song. This is one of my favorite songs. Motivational as anything. 1% rigged insider deals with VeVe OG content creators. And here's the thing, I know you're just kidding around VeVe vibes, but I would say, the VeVe team probably will reward some OGs in the future. I don't know how or what that will be. But I mean, we really did help make this community blast off from 8,000 users to now hundreds of thousands and millions of users. So I think they do understand the importance of what we've done, and they will help us out in the future with certain things. Now, I think there will probably be like I don't know what it will be, but we'll probably get rewarded in some way, I imagine. I'm not in any kind of rush. I would be doing this without any kind of rewards, but I don't think they would reward us by giving us drop advantages or something like that. I think that's kind of ludicrous when people come up with conspiracy theories like that. But I think it just comes down to people don't want to believe the truth. Like maybe Johnny actually got good at something. People don't want to believe that. It's unbelievable. Used to hit drops, now it's L gang. Wow, let's go. And see, shout out to you, Paul, for grabbing that Electra on the 12-minute rebound. It's pretty low. I just got the Electra in the marketplace. I think for $200, it's not the most sought after collectible right now, but it's kind of my play. Just I think in the future that a secret rare collectible, especially an ultimate animated one, is going to go up in value more than $200 when the market pumps. So I got that set just because I'm not attached to it, and I feel like I could use that set to maybe profit from later on once the prices start to go up a little bit. I agree. I agree, local scalper. And that's the thing. Like, I've been saying I'm the luckiest person in the world my whole life. I've told people when I was in high school I'm a living legend, right? And I'm not saying I am right now, but I've said I was gonna be a pro baseball player. I said I was gonna be a pro golfer. I still think I'm gonna be a pro golfer. I said I was gonna be a millionaire and a billionaire. I've been wanting to just say all these kinds of crazy stuff my whole life, and people have always just laughed at me. But I think finally life is catching up. The universe is catching up. I never gave up. I'm still working hard at everything. And I think that's what life is. When you manifest things, when you put it out there in the world and the universe and you say things, words are powerful. When you talk to the universe like that, things won't happen magically. But if you put in the work every day and you work towards that goal that you've been saying to the universe, you're going to attract it. That's how I found VeVe. Just the fact that I found VeVe under 10,000 users, tell me I'm not the luckiest person in the world, right? Like, so we try to get basement drop. See, Jad, I think this is going to come down to a personal decision. I don't know how well it's going to do in the market, but I think if you're a fan of him, if you're a fan of the artwork, I would say it may not be about the value or the price. Maybe you're just a fan of the collectible itself or the person, the artist. He's got bot trap speed just from practice. The thing about it is, I think I'm actually faster than some of these bots because if you think about it, if I time it perfect, I'm timing it before people even see buy now, before I even see buy now. I'm probably getting in there faster than some bots. So that's another thing that makes me excited about these. I know it says nothing about the activity. That's what's kind of got me worried because I don't know if there's a way for them to really calculate that. I'm sure if they really, on an individual level, like tallied up how many times did he comment on March 7th, 2021, right? I feel like there could be a way. Maybe it's a lot harder to get. Didn't see your drop score, JD. Can you share it again? Absolutely. I'm gonna post. I post on Twitter too. Um, Shout out to Getsy, man. I'm replying to the person that said, "Yo, VeVe, Do you want to speak on how someone like Johnny Dunn, no offense, Johnny, seems to hit every drop while some users, especially in certain countries, never hit drops? I'm saying tune into the next live stream and I can help teach you. Because that's a thing, you know, I feel like so many people want to sit there and complain and call it a conspiracy, but they're unwilling to actually sit on the live, on the video, and get taught how do I do the drops. Now, whether that works for you or not, that's a different story. Hasn't worked for every single person, but I've helped many people understand how to get these drops. So I appreciate this big time, Paul. But yeah, let me show you guys exactly my. Again, I'm going to tweet it out probably from the live stream view. You can always look back. I'm going to go from 38 seconds here. Back down at 35. All right, see how this is what I mean right away. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean by backing out too. It's at 38, 37, 36, 35, backing out, 34, 34, 33. But see how it came down right away? A lot of the times I'll back out, come back in, and it'll just be stuck or delayed at like 30 seconds for more than what I feel like a second is. So when I see that, I'll back out, come back in again. And as long as it's coming down in like a normal synchronized fashion, I'll be like, okay, you know, it feels great. You know, it's good to go. So we're scrolling down a little bit. Boom, feels perfect. I like to have it like kind of in the middle, just so it fits my thumb positioning perfect. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. See, like, there's no way you can look at the buy now and then click and be as fast as that. And you're human. I know I say I'm alien, but obviously. Like, that's insane. Again, what I'm doing is, I'll go back to the screen. All right, so like for this, all right, Gary Basement drop, ready? It's in 3 hours and 10 minutes. So I'm going to be right here. Again, the buy now is going to be popping up right in that little yellow screen. So I'm going 3, 2, 1, 0, buy now. And so I'm starting that like pressing my thumb slightly before see buy now. Instinctively, I want to press it way quicker. Like I want to press it probably like 0.5 seconds left, but I've learned to kind of hold myself off. I'm holding my instincts off from pressing too early. And then at the last second, right before I feel the buy now about to pop up, that's when I'm starting my click right where the buy now would be. By the time my thumb stretches out and presses it, it clicks the button and I try to let go as soon as I can. So what's your secret rare drop history, JD? Good questions here. So the only secret rare, this is another thing people get confused. You know, I've been blessed with a lot of secret rares, but the only secret rare that I got out of a blind box was that Black Panther, which I recently got on the live stream. That was the first secret rare I got a blind box from. Still haven't hit a comic book blind box, secret rare. I've gotten blessed with a few ultra rare comics from the blind boxes. Definitely some ultra rares from the collectible blind boxes too. Kept most of them. Let go of a couple, like the Pilly Fantasy one I didn't love, so I let go of that one recently. I let go of the weapons set because I just didn't love that one. But those were 2 ultra rares that I did get on the drop. Now, the secret rares that I did get before the blind boxes were even a drop system, it was just you could go for any rarity you want. The secret rare Spider-Man. Now, at the time, I didn't even know what I got because it came in the market at like 2,500, 1,500. I was like, wow, that's amazing. You know, I got a couple $1,000s right here. I didn't even have $400 in my account at the time. Luckily, my grandma, she gave me the $400 for the drop. I got the drop. I went for the secret rare. Like I said, this is when you could pick which rarity you wanted to go for. So I picked the secret rare thinking I've been crushing these drops. You know, I'm just going to test my luck for the secret rare. 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. I got the secret rare. It was a high mint, like 9 something, which is really high mint. There's only 1,000. But something like that big, you know, I probably should have swapped it when the prices were low, like 12, 1,500 for a low mint, but I wasn't really thinking that much about it. Rewind in time, hindsight 2020, definitely should have got a few of them at least. but prices were like 2,000 at the time. I just held on to it. A couple days go by and it's like 30,000, and then we saw it go up all the way up to 90,000. Um, Obviously back down to that 30,000 range, but unbelievable. Shout out Tony Pittman. And then the next secret rare that I got before the blind boxes were even a thing was the Captain America secret rare. Same exact thing. I was like, you know what? Well, if I just got the secret rare Spider-Man, I'm gonna go for the secret rare Captain America. Went for the secret rare Captain America. I was able to get that one too. Same way. 1,000 editions, just went for that one. Now the secret rares that I have now that I did not get, those are the ones I got on the drops. The Ultraman secret rare, the 2D poster. I was not one of those people who were part of that free secret rare. That's one I had to buy in the store. I bought for like $700 too right away. I paid a lot of money for that one in the market. The Dragon Girl all gold one. Missed this one on the drop. Probably one of my worst drops of all time, just because I was so excited. It was too early. I went like 3, 2, 1, 0, click. Like it was just way too early. I was too excited for that one. Had to buy that one in the market. Paid a lot for this one in the market. Definitely overpaid. I could have got 2 of them for what they're at right now. That's how bad I wanted that Dragon Girl. The secret rare Snow Globe. I bought this one in the market. Bought it for like $700. Wanted to make sure I got that one. That's going to help me get that Coca-Cola brand, I think, one day. The secret rare Ron English. The one for everything that's going on in Ukraine. That's one I bought in the marketplace. And those are my secret rares. So I only got 2 of them or a couple of them. There's a caching issue affecting some of the USPS Title IX assets from today's drop that is causing the incorrect stamp art to display an AR. They will be fixed as soon as possible. Apologize for the inconvenience. I wonder if that means we're getting a secret rare. Did anybody see what the stamp in AR was? That's kind of how I see it. You know, I hope one day there are NFTs of like each of the influencers. That would be amazing. But I will be making my own NFT project soon too as well. Just for someone that wants to show extra support, I'm going to make it with music involved too. I still haven't done it just yet, so that's coming. It's all right, Mike H. I'm used to the negativity. I'm used to the hate. I mean, I feel that's why I said everything that's kind of like got me to where I am today in life. It's almost prepared me for everything with VeVe, you know. Absolutely, no, it's amazing. That's why so many people. There was someone a couple days ago that stayed for the whole live stream, just commenting spam and commenting negativity, and then once it was posted on YouTube, left a comment saying like soon or something like that. They were trying to be funny. I said, appreciate all the support, all your comments, staying for the 3-hour live streams, talking all about VeVe. I appreciate all of your support. You must really love VeVe. And he deleted the comments. So it's like, I always try to reply with some positivity, with some negative comments, because those people are upset and miserable. And so they don't like to see people happy. It makes them feel more miserable. So, it's unfortunate. Like I always say, you never know what's going on in someone's personal life. So I always try to keep it positive. Can you slow-mo that video by slowly dragging the video bar and show the exact moment you click? Yeah, absolutely. All right, so if you want, you can slow it down on the YouTube. There's got to be a way to slow it down on this too. I don't know how to slow down, like put in slow-mo actual videos. I can do it like kind of manually for you. But if you want to do it slow, go to the part of the live stream and then just go to YouTube, click the settings, and go to speed like 0.5 or whatever the case is. All right, we're going to do a slow-mo for you guys. Ready? That was actually too fast. Look at this. It's literally one frame. Buy now disappears. comes back. That's where I start my press. All right, 1, 0. Boom. Ready? 1, 0. Bye now. So I'm clicking like right there, right in that sliver where you don't see anything. And by the time the thumb gets there, boom. The buy now is just up. And as soon as it's up, literally, I'm clicking because it's like in air. Imagine like I shot a free throw or I threw the football and the football's in midair and it gets there right there. So it's like a quarterback. I'm throwing to the wide receiver. The wide receiver looks, boom, ball's on him right there. Perfect every time. I hope that slow-mo was able to help VeVe vibes. Put it frame to frame to help people see. If you guys want me to do it again, I will. But Summer can't sleep. Crazy. And that's the thing, Curious. I mean, people are going to be upset. And, it's funny because as soon as I did the drop, I told people we're going to go from 50 to 75 viewers because there's group chats of people who hate, who want to tune in and see if I got it again. They don't tune in before the drop to learn how I do it. They just want to have an ego and act like they already know everything and then just believe a conspiracy theory if I hit. But if I don't hit, it's not rigged. See how crazy that is? Market's open. Like, it's wild. Like, I have people literally talking about me 24/7. They're spending so much time trying to figure out a conspiracy theory instead of putting in half of that much time learning how I do it and then becoming successful. It's wild. All right, stamps. All right. Secret rare. There's 96 available, going for 159. A low digit too. Ultra rare, 168 available, going for 27. 25. Pretty cheap. The rare, 131 available, going for 18. That's pretty cheap too. These seem way too cheap not to get, maybe. And the rare is going for 18. Secret rare, 155. Ultra rare is 25. The rare is 18. The uncommon's 10. And the common's 10. JD, you hit the buy it now faster than I called it. Legend. And see, Russell, that's my whole strategy. I always say it's impossible to try to get quicker than me by seeing the buy now pop up and then clicking, because I'm not even waiting for the buy now. I'm clicking before I see buy now pop up. So again, it's like being a quarterback. Your wide receiver is running a 5-step up and then slant. So in my eyes, I'm not going to wait until I see the wide receiver run his 5-step slant, running across the middle saying, I'm open. By the time I throw it to him, he's not going to be open. So I'm going to be a quarterback. I know he's running a 5-step up and slant. So I say hike. I'm counting his steps. As soon as I see him hit 5 steps and slant, the ball's already in midair. So by the time he looks for it, boom, it's right on him. And so that's kind of my strategy. How many people you think on the planet own all the golden moments set? I don't think that many have them on. Nah, Nick. I was talking about this with a few people the other day, or a few days ago. I really think that there's probably only about maybe 2,000 people in the entire world, if that have every golden moment set. And I think that's just going to dwindle down. The number is going to dwindle down, less and less people over time. So that's another reason what makes me so bullish on some kind of utility from Disney. JD over here breaking down the film. I got to, man. You got to watch the film, see how you did, see how you didn't do, or see what you didn't do, see how you can get better. This is all just sports to me, my man. I think so. I mean, ultra rare, I think could easily be $50. I just say that off the top of my head. just thinking about some other stamps, the importance of this history, I don't see the secret rare being below, or see the ultra rare being below 50. If so, I mean, maybe I'm wrong on that. Kirasemi, like, that's just a complete random speculation from my head. It just feels like people would probably pay over $50 for the ultra rare of, you know, an important historical significant stamp like this. Maybe not right away. I'm sure if Rewind drops another crazy big collection, that's probably going to go down maybe. But I mean, $24 seems, $23 just seems way too cheap. I told them they need to tap the buy now harder. You know, I've been kind of experimenting with this on accident. Sometimes I'll watch the film and I'll see the release of the button. You know, a lot of people are saying it's about the release. It could be because sometimes I feel like I have a quick, like, in and out, but then sometimes I'll feel like I'll accidentally press harder or maybe just longer to let go. And you'll see like the release of that buy now button pop up late. So that's why I feel like some people think I click way too late, which in reality, I probably clicked just a tad late, but by the time I let go of it, it looks like it's really late. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Nick, this is something that a lot of us have been trying to figure out. Maybe they could put out like a some kind of statistic one day. Like maybe probably on the web app, it would pop up. Like how many owners of the full Golden Moment set there would be. Because even if there was 2,500 people who own all of them, it's such a small amount in the grand scheme of people who visit Disney World. Can you imagine the prices on these if they did say something like that? That's why I think renting will be huge too, because I think people are going to want to go to Disney and take pictures with their Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse, their whatever Disney golden moments they have, because when you go around Disney parks, you're going to see all those golden moments. So I just think maybe it's just hope. For disclosure, I do own all those golden moments, and maybe I'm just hoping there will be utility one day. I know Disney, people have said before, you know, Disney doesn't give out free stuff, which, you know, I can understand. But I think in this digital collecting area, in this space, the fact that they've been this forward thinking already, I think they're going to provide some kind of utility for all those golden moment sets. It's just been my belief. Maybe I'm wrong. It's kind of like a gut feeling, speculation, of course, but just been my kind of game plan, my feeling on it. All right, guys, I will be signing off because we do have another drop coming up. I'm going to take like an hour or so break. I'll be back up at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So in about exactly 2 hours from now, I'm going to hop back on the stream, get a new stream for Gary Baseman and Toby. I know that's not everybody's favorite collectible, and that's okay. You know, you don't have to go for it. It might be one of those things where if I go for the drop, I may not even confirm it. You know, it all depends. I think just the fact of going for the drop for me, I love that. I love trying to at least get it. That's what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to competing. So for me, I'm going to try to at least go for it. And then in the moment, if I feel like I don't want to spend the gems for it, because I don't have many gems right now, I may just end up not getting it. Could definitely be less than 1,000. Yeah, and especially if you include those lenticular cards, I think even if less than 1,000 probably, because I don't even own all the lenticular cards. So yeah, it's definitely a good point. Probably even less than 1,000, man. I definitely don't think many people own all of them. It's an expensive set, all those golden moments. That's why I've been just like, I have the chills right now just thinking about it. Like if I came to VeVe right now, no chance would I be able to afford a wall or anything. Like those would just be pipe dreams to me. I might be able to get a couple golden moments, but like that's why I'm still having the chills right now just thinking about it, because I've just been blessed, fortunate, grateful for everything that I've been here since the very beginning. I believed in it right away, and because of that, you know, I was able to position myself to have all these golden moments. So that's something. That's one collection where I do want to become a master collector of. Try to have all those Disney golden moments. But appreciate you guys for all the support. You know, big time. Glad we had at least a few dubs today. Not everybody. A little bit more L's than I thought would happen, but at least a few dubs today. Mark D hit big today. A lot of you guys hit. Shout out to Kurasemi who got a couple too. I know he's been struggling a little bit in the drops. Glad to see that. Good luck for everybody who's trying to go for the next drop today. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Till then, I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out.